Personally for me, I love making films.
Any excuse we can get to make a film, I will jump on board.
Why do we want to make films? Well, why are we here?
And I came up with an idea that, why don't we make a documentary of the film? That meant we could then make any film we wanted.
I came up with the idea of doing the film noir. I really wanted a murder mystery, and in the style of a film noir. Not so much the colour, but the filming aspect of it.
Yeah, and we just came up with this idea for a serial killer. And interesting enough, as we were talking more and more about it, we realised we were getting quite dark.
And then I remember bringing up the possibility of maybe two characters that were kind of connected from stories I've read about like two detectives that one ended up betraying the other. And we went with that idea in the end. And the 5 stages of grief was also the idea that I came up with.
I wasn't involved with the creation of the story. I joined a bit later on once everything was made.
The roles were established very early on in a production meeting. We basically pitched in what we wanted to do. I really pushed to be director of this one because I felt that the film noir is my specialty, so I really wanted to direct this. And I have been directing it with help by Tony, even if he has taken over a few other shoots.
Tony was assistant director, although you could argue that there was actually 2 directors.
And Mickey said he wanted to do it because he loved neo-noir films, and this grief film was definitely going down that route, and I was happy to take a back step. I thought, that's cool. The one problem we had when we did our film last year was actors. We had a lot of trouble trying to get actors sorted out. And I came up with the idea that, why don't we play the parts?
So eventually we just wrote them for us, other than the fact that I'm not an alcoholic and Tony isn't a serial killer.
There was only one other third character that was important, and that was Eve. One girl came in called Alison. She applied for the role as a constable. I saw her audition tape, and the first thing I thought was, oh my God, she's Eve. So I phoned up Mickey and I said, Mickey, have you seen the tape? And he was like, yeah. I said, Eve? He went, yeah, Eve. So we went straight back to her and said, look, would you mind playing Eve? She's like, wow, yeah, okay, I'll play the main character. That's great.
Unfortunately, when we sent her the full script, because she initially went for the constable part, she didn't realise there had to be an intimate scene in the film, and ultimately just said no.
Me and Lial showed up to the shoot, and we had no idea where to go.
Other one? No? Day 1. Can't get into the building.
Lial has previously studied there before. I have not, but because it was completely barren, how on earth was Lial meant to know how he was going to get in for the first place?
Day 1 shoot.
Found a way in.
To gain access, phone. Ah, there we are.
We got to Goshen, and it was, like I said, a baby being born. It was new, it was exciting.
It was great. First day shoot. We spent like 4 months doing pre-production work, and to actually get there and do the first day shooting was just like, yes, finally we're here.
First shoot.
I'm excited.
Excited, yeah?
I'm very excited, yeah.
Yeah.
Also terrified because I can't act.
Yeah.
Or have never acted, so that's going to be extremely interesting.
I know the gig is tough, but you're just gonna have to stop being an asshole. And in Martin's case.
Cut.
We nailed that thing. We did that in what, 3 hours? It was just like, oh my God, we did like 22 shots in 3 hours. It was crazy. But we did a damn good job. And we had fun. So we then started shooting in the car, a nighttime shoot the next day.
The car shoots are difficult.
The original idea was that we were going to go at the start of the college and then do a drive around whilst I was talking to Mickey and Mickey talked to me.
Right, quick one, Tony. How are you feeling about today or tonight?
I'm actually getting quite nervous now because I'm realising that I'm doing all the damn talking.
Yeah?
And I'm driving.
How are you feeling about tonight, Mickey? All good?
I feel absolutely fine, mate. I'm
Yeah.
not one driving and speaking loads, so...
Two lines.
All I gotta say is, identical. Shit. That's my lines.
I had just obtained the Osmo 2, which is a handheld gimbal which you can use with a mobile phone.
I had to film Tony doing his parts while he was just stopped in the car, and then there was very rare parts as well where he would pull away and act at the same time, so it was very difficult for him.
We found out very, very quickly on the first, within the first half hour that this was not going to work. Then Mickey came up with the idea, well, hang on, this is actually takes after the murder rally sequence.
When we speed up, we want to make that when we pull away.
Why don't we do the whole talking in the car and then drive away?
Oh, so you mean we just got away from the murder alley and we did the talking here?
Yeah.
That would work.
Which then meant, oh dear, we've got to find Murder Alley down quick. Because at this point, we hadn't actually nailed down where Murder Alley was. Near where I live, there's some back alleys, actually quite close to where Mickey lives as well. It's like a T-junction. So we drove out there, did a quick recce. Perfect place, absolutely fantastic. We took a couple of shots, and we couldn't have chosen better. It looked really amazing. So we decided there and then, that was Murder Alley. Let's do the first shot.
We ended up switching locations last second. We were here, we were ready to go, but unfortunately plans changed. So now I'm waiting to be picked up before I get attacked on the streets in the middle of the night.
And then we had across a second problem.
Well, that went well.
That went really well. All right. Lights for inside a car doesn't like to stand still when you pull away. But luckily then we found a way to tie it to a cup holder. Wow, this sounds really exciting.
I wasn't happy with Lial at the time because we just started and he wasn't there for the planning for the majority. He wasn't there for the second shoot.
For me, I'm very busy in the evenings. I play for the first rugby team, so that takes most of my evenings on twice a week. I work on my days off from college, so it feels like a lot of the time they set for shooting was when it was impossible for me to make it.
When it came to, I think it was either Mickey or Tony, I'm not sure, they sent a message to me and they asked me, could you do something? I can't remember exactly the details, but they asked me, they wanted me to do something. And although, yes, I could have sat down, could have just done it, I was pissed.
Me and Elliot had a bit of a row.
I was pissed the fuck off because Lial had done nothing at that point. Literally nothing. So I was like, do you know what, fuck this. I'm not doing this. Lial can do this.
I can't even remember what it was about.
So I had enough and I took the forefront and I said, do you know what, Lial, fuck you.
On one day where it was supposed to be, it was a lovely day, and me and Tony and the crew had decided to meet up and film a scene.
Yeah, Mickey and I, we're stoics. We want to get this film done. And he turned up, we're all set ready to go, we've got the equipment, we've got it all out in the car.
And it didn't turn up.
In my mind, I thought, okay, maybe I can get away with this.
We have a little change of plan.
We've cancelled it entirely.
Elliot and Lyle nowhere to be seen.
I'll stay off, Lial will be in, it'll be fine, the shoot will go smoothly, and then we'll just carry on as normal, but it didn't happen.
Turns out that we would like to do this shot outside of the car, talking and the camera moving with us, but we need another person, maybe even another 2 people for that, so Lial and Elliot, but we can't do that with the 2 of us.
Yeah.
So we're going to cancel this and reschedule it for Friday.
We were obviously pretty peed off.
I'm losing hair and I'm going grey on this film.
We just couldn't do it. Tony couldn't drive and film me, and I couldn't act.
But we need external shots. We need someone to film us driving past.
So we cancelled the shoot.
I was not available. Like, Wednesdays is probably one of my most busiest days.
We decided to use my lounge as one of the sets. However, the first scene we used it for was the discussion between Michael Grierson and Evelyn Faye.
That was a scene that didn't require my acting abilities, which meant that I could go full-on director and help Mickey with his scene, and Beth actually. Fortunately, Mickey had a friend of his called Connor who decided he was happy to come out and help us with the shoot, and he was a great help. But I do remember there was one scene where we had to get a reaction out of Mickey. So Mickey decided that he needed to drink real alcohol to get this sort of tick going.
However, my girlfriend, who plays Evelyn Faye, is a bartender, and at the bar she works, she only ever pours 2 shots of whiskey. So she poured me 2 shots of whiskey, and during filming, Tony told me to just sip it. I didn't hear that, and I downed the whole thing. He's fine. Fuck.
Yeah, that one didn't go down too well. Mickey basically downed it in one, like a triple shot. And I could see his eyes glaze over. for a second, and I was like, okay, this is how tonight's going to go.
I passed out. Pretty much just passed out. The scene for me, which is kind of my baby, is the chase scene.
Okay, so when we want to do the follow shoots of Lial's car, we didn't really know how to do it, and then Tony came up with the magic idea of putting the Osmo on a tripod and me sticking it out the window. And he placed it like this, I held it, and Tony put the tracking on Lial's rear light.
Yeah,
So
his
that
rear
we
light,
can-
not Lyle's rear. Important note. Lyle's car was going to be Grierson's. We had to find a way to film Grierson driving.
And getting in the car and getting my stunt double, Lial, to do the pedals and getting quick shots of that, editing that together. I mean, for one of the shots, we're sat stationary in a little car park, and I'm pretending that I'm driving. Tony's on the ground filming up, and Lyle's overhead with the light going over the windshield as if it was street lights, and it genuinely looks like I'm driving.
So that was tricky, but that was a shot I was quite particularly proud of, and how it came out, I was well impressed.
Guess that's the movie magic, really. We went back to Goshen to film the first scene that we ever did because we thought, you know, we've got the Osmo 2, we could redo it.
I came in, it was just a normal day, an average day. I was happy, I was ready to go. And Tony was not happy, and I was like, okay, what's going on here?
There was a tension in the air.
He wasn't happy with Mickey's direction, with the lighting and certain things, and kind of reshooting for just the reshoot purposes. And we got a text from Lial on that day, of course it had to be Lial, saying he was ill. And Tony was sat next to me in the car, and he lost his mind. He just screamed in the car so loud, I had no idea what was going on, because I wasn't checking my phone. All I heard was, fuck! And I was like, shh, what the fuck? You know, what happened? And Tony just hammered on his phone, typing away to Lial, and basically told Lial to get in and do the shoot. And Lial did, that's fine.
Mickey and Beth were a bit late coming in. The rest of us were there, we'd set everything up.
We started the shoot, and the atmosphere was awful.
But it just felt wrong. There was something missing. It wasn't the fun we had from the earlier shoots. When he comes in, you've got to raise him up a bit to make it look like the scene lights. And then do the thing from here, because you've got two of them there.
That you compare the first time we were there, where we were laughing, to the second time we were there, where no one was hardly interacting with anyone. And the confrontations between, well, it wasn't really confrontations, but you could see that it was building to a confrontation between Mickey and Tony. I think even a joke where Tony said, like, I can't remember his exact words, but I remember him shouting, and it was in a jokey manner to Mickey about the Simon scene.
And I've had enough of your fucking shit, okay? This is how I want to film it, director!
And I thought, that's probably what he's really thinking deep down.
I've never been that type of guy to shout back, so I just kind of let it go. He would take over my shoots, he would just basically be the director without being the director, and it would grind my gears a lot.
I can't help jumping in. Got a big mouth. And I am quite a strong personality, I do realise that. But sometimes in a couple of shots I've like just done my own thing, and I know that's wrong. Because Mickey's the director and I'm supposed to be the assistant director. I've done everything I can to assist Mickey, but I've kind of found myself going that little extra forward.
But it got to the point where it was getting really annoying, like really badly. It would piss me off quite a bit.
We had a few areas where you could tell tensions was building, but I kind of ignored it. I thought, we're professionals, we need to keep going and just get this shot done.
It was really awkward and it felt off, and trying to sort it out, and he takes over and he just won't shut up. Just keeps going and keeps going, interrupting, just won't let me get a word in. And he took over as director again.
And action.
And again.
And action.
And again.
Action.
And then again.
And action. You start facing the wall there, actually, make it easier. And action.
And again.
And Action. Mick's on his phone. He's stuck to that phone. He won't come off the fucking phone. I'm trying to direct a scene here. It's his scene. And then we can do some more shots as close up. Wait,
Do you need to practice your lines or?
Finishing, waiting, tapping away like a computer.
no.
My phone. Very important stuff. We're supposed to be working here. We're professionals.
Move over, Steven Spielberg. James Gunn's coming through.
We get to day 11. Day 11. The dramatic day where everything went tits up.
Now, here's the thing. During our last shoot at Goshen, I spoke to Vicky about us going back. Goshen could be sold by the time we come back.
Yeah.
So the concern is that we may need to film all our Goshen scenes. We just needed the mug shots, and Mickey said he can do this for us. So turn up Friday, we all agreed that this is the day we're going to go out and we're going to make the murder board and we're going to film the last sequence at Goshen. We got a message from Vicky in the morning saying that Mickey had a very late night the night before and that he'll be in a bit later.
He sent it to Vicky through an email, so that stirred Tony's pot of anger a little bit.
So we thought, fine, okay, well let's just try and get everything ready before we go out.
We sat down and we thought, okay, Mickey's going to turn up. He'll turn up soon, right? Surely he'll turn up.
I send text message to Mickey. I hear nothing from him. Plus, we need Mickey. He's the director. He's the main character. He's got to do the whole thing.
And we started typing away, doing some work in the meantime. Might as well start some work. And we got a text saying Mickey basically hadn't done what was expected of him, I suppose.
Tony looks like he's going to rip his hair out, so it's not looking good.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
I didn't come into college the next day. Well, that was my intention. I wasn't going to.
Well, I'm not feeling too good. Oh my god. I was just getting so frustrated. Right, we'll just cancel the shoot.
You're going to cancel it for today?
Can't do it.
Again, Tony was not happy. I got the camera straight out BTS because I knew that it was going to come to blows eventually, and of course it came to blows.
And then he turned up. Boy, did he turn up.
That's in a bit. Oh.
Hey guys.
Oh.
Am I?
As soon as he walked through that door, shit was going down. I could see on Tony's face.
Came in, didn't I? Got a bit of time.
You could have told us earlier, we had the phone. I just texted you to say that we've had to cancel the film.
I'm not very good with conflicts, so it was a bit of an experience.
Goshen's closing. We may lose Goshen. This may be the only time we can film it.
I tried to explain that, I had something going on. I had work. It was a bad shift. Look, man, I came home from work 3 a.m. last night. I've slept up until about an hour ago. I had a really rough fucking night.
You knew that we had to film today. It's down the production schedule.
For the first time in the entire shoot, or the shooting process, Tony lost his mind.
And then he pushes me out of the way. Just pushes me.
Reminiscent of the actual scene between Grayson and Morton, barged past Mickey.
It's fine. We can do all of that if we need to.
Oh, fuck you.
Guys, calm down. And out the door he goes.
Just don't get it. I came in late. What did he do?
I'm sorry, I just lost it. I haven't spoken to him since. The guy's an asshole. And I can't work with him again.
I don't know what's going on anymore. This entire shoot is just dead at this point.
I had stuff going on. Everybody has stuff going on. It's not my fault if the old bastard comes in every day.
I'm a simple guy. I don't have a lot of hatred in me. But these guys are the bane of my existence.